Hello and welcome to the English Learning Lounge. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah. We're so glad you could join us today for a calm, relaxing time with English. How are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing well, thank you, Sarah. I'm feeling quite peaceful, actually. I have my warm cup of coffee right here next to me, and the morning is very quiet. How about you?
Oh, that sounds perfect. I'm good, thanks. It's a little gray and rainy outside my window, but it makes the room feel extra cozy. So I'm feeling good.
I know what you mean. A rainy day can be very relaxing. It's nice to just slow down a little.
Exactly. A little pause before the day gets busy. And actually, speaking of pauses, that connects very well with what we're going to talk about today.
It does. We've heard from so many of our listeners about a specific challenge they face, a feeling that can be quite stressful.
Right. Many English learners say the same thing. I start a conversation, I say hello, and then my mind goes blank.
That feeling of silence. You don't know what to say next, and the longer the silence lasts, the more anxious you feel. It's such a common problem.
It really is. And we want you to know if you feel this way, you are not alone. So today, we are going to offer some gentle help. We're going to share a simple mental toolkit to help you keep conversations going naturally.
That's right. No memorization, no pressure, just a few easy ideas to help you feel more clear and confident.
So let's begin. First, let's talk about why this happens. Why do our minds go blank in a conversation? I think it's helpful to understand the cause before we look for a solution.
That's a great point. Understanding the why can make us feel less stuck. So, Sarah, what do you think is the biggest reason?
For many people, the number one reason is fear, specifically the fear of making a mistake.
Absolutely. You want to say the perfect sentence with perfect grammar and the perfect vocabulary word. And because you're searching so hard for perfection, you end up saying nothing at all.
Right. Your brain is working so hard. It's thinking, is this the right verb tense? Is this the right preposition? And while your brain is busy, the moment of silence gets longer.
And that just creates more pressure. It's a cycle. The pressure makes it harder to think, which creates more silence and more pressure.
Another big reason, which is related to fear, is overthinking. This is when you are not really listening to the other person. Instead, you're in your own head, planning your next move.
That makes sense. So you're not present in the conversation. You're worrying about what to say next, trying to think of a clever question or a funny story.
Exactly. And when you're not truly listening, it's very hard to respond naturally. The best conversations happen when we are listening, not when we are planning.
That's so true. The final reason we want to talk about today is giving very short, closed answers.
Yes, this one is a real conversation stopper. For example, if someone asks you, "Did you have a good weekend?" and you just reply, "Yes."
Right. What can the other person say to that? The conversation has nowhere to go. It's like you've closed the door.
A simple yes or no can feel safe because it's easy, but it puts all the work on the other person to keep the conversation going.
So, to summarize, the three big reasons are fear of mistakes, overthinking, and giving short answers.
And here's the most important message we want to share with you. This is normal. It is okay. This happens to everybody.
That's right. This even happens to native speakers. We all have moments where we feel awkward or don't know what to say. So please, be kind to yourself. You are not doing anything wrong.
Yes, today is not about fixing a problem. It's about adding some useful, easy tools to your toolbox.
Okay, so let's get into that toolkit. We have three simple, powerful tools that anyone can use to keep a conversation going. They're easy to remember and easy to use.
And the first tool is perhaps the most important one. It's using follow-up questions.
This is my favorite technique because it takes all the pressure off of you. You don't have to invent a new topic. You simply stay on the same topic and show you are curious.
Exactly. You use what the other person gives you. The easiest follow-up questions are often called WH questions. They start with simple words.
Right. Words like who, what, where, when, why, and how. These words are your best friends in a conversation.
Let's try a mini dialogue to show how this works. Imagine I say to you, "I visited my family last weekend."
Okay. Now, instead of just saying, "That's nice," I could use a follow-up question. I could ask, "Oh, wonderful. Where do they live?"
And I would say, "They live in a small town by the sea." See, now you have more information.
And I can ask another question. That sounds lovely. What did you do there?
We went for a long walk on the beach. It's so easy. The conversation is flowing. It's like a friendly game of catch. You ask a question, I give an answer, and that answer gives you an idea for the next question.
Let's try one more. Imagine I say, I'm feeling a little tired today. I'm working on a big project at work.
Okay, my first thought is to show I care. Then I can ask a follow-up question. Oh no, sorry to hear that. What is the project about?
You see, that is such a kind and simple way to continue. You were showing you were listening and that you were interested. So tool number 1, ask a simple follow-up question.
Okay, our second tool is very similar. It's about showing interest naturally. These are not questions, they're small phrases and sounds that tell the other person, I'm listening, please continue.
Right. These are encouraging phrases. Simple things like, oh, really? Or that's interesting. Or even just, mm-hmm.
Tell me more is another lovely one. It's a direct and warm invitation for the person to keep talking. Let's do another mini dialogue. Mike, tell me something about a movie you saw recently.
Okay. Last week I watched a documentary about penguins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I learned that some penguins give stones to each other as gifts.
Wow, that's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, the male penguin finds the smoothest, most beautiful stone to give to the female penguin he likes.
That's amazing.
See how that works? Sarah didn't have to ask a lot of WH questions. Her small comments, oh, really, and that's interesting, made me feel comfortable to continue sharing more.
It's a very low-pressure way to be a great conversation partner. So that's tool number 2. Show interest with simple, encouraging phrases.
And that brings us to our third and final tool for today. This one is for when you want to connect ideas or maybe gently change the topic. We call them conversation connectors.
Oh, I like that name. They sound like bridges between ideas.
That's exactly what they are. A bridge from what the other person said to what you want to say. Some very common and useful connectors are, speaking of, that reminds me of, and by the way.
Let's explain those a bit. Speaking of is great when you want to connect to a specific keyword the person just used.
Yes. For example, if I'm talking about my trip to the beach, you could say, speaking of the beach, have you ever been to the one at Silver Lake?
Right, and that reminds me of is similar. It connects to the feeling or idea of the story. If I'm talking about a funny thing that happened with my dog,
You could say, that reminds me of a hilarious video I saw online the other day. It connects your story to mine. It feels very natural.
and by the way is a soft way to change the topic a little more. For example, your story was great. By the way, I wanted to ask you about the meeting tomorrow.
These little phrases make the conversation smooth. So that's tool number 3. Use conversation connectors to build bridges.
Okay, now that we have our toolkit, follow-up questions, showing interest, and conversation connectors, let's try to use them in some real situations.
Yes, let's do a few short role plays. And for everyone listening, there's no need to feel pressure. Just listen and notice how the tools help the conversation flow.
Exactly. Okay, role play 1. We're meeting for the first time at a friend's party. I'll start. Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Mike. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This is a great party. Do you know the host, Julia, well?
Yes, Julia and I went to university together. How about you?
Oh, that's cool. I work with her. We're on the same team.
Oh, really? That's interesting. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a graphic designer. I help design the company's website.
Wow. How did you get into that? It sounds very creative.
Okay, end of role play. Did you notice the tools?
I used, oh, really, and that's interesting to show I was listening. Then I asked a follow-up question. What kind of work do you do?
And you followed that with another great question. How did you get into that? It keeps the focus on the other person and makes them feel interesting.
Okay, role play 2. A casual conversation with a coworker in the kitchen at work. I'll start this time. Hey, Sarah, how's your day going?
Hey, Mike, it's going well, thanks. Pretty busy, but good. I'm just making some tea.
That sounds like a good idea. By the way, did you finish that report for the marketing team?
Yes, I sent it this morning. It took a long time. The data was really complicated.
Oh, I can imagine. What was the most challenging part?
Okay, end of role play. Here, Mike used a conversation connector.
That's right. I used by the way to gently change the subject from tea to a work topic. It's a soft and polite way to transition. Then I used a follow-up question, what was the most challenging part?
It shows empathy and keeps the conversation going smoothly. Okay, one last role play. This is a casual chat with a friend. I'll start. I'm so excited for the long weekend. I'm planning to just relax and read a book.
That sounds amazing. What book are you reading?
It's a mystery novel. I love trying to solve the puzzle.
That reminds me of this great crime show I've been watching. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Tell me more.
And end of role play. Here I used that reminds me of to connect her topic, a mystery novel, to my topic, a crime show. It's a perfect bridge.
And then I used tell me more to encourage you to continue. It all feels very easy and natural, doesn't it? No pressure.
Now we want to talk gently about a few common mistakes, or as we like to call them, common habits that we can easily change. We don't want you to judge yourself, just to notice.
That's a lovely way to put it, Mike. The first habit is one we already mentioned, giving very short answers. The yes, no, or I'm fine reply.
Right. This is the closed door. So the new habit is to add one small piece of extra information. Instead of just yes, try, yes, I did. I went to the park.
Instead of I'm fine, you could say, I'm fine, just a little busy today. That little extra piece of information opens the door for the other person to ask a follow-up question.
Exactly. The second habit is changing the topic too quickly and without a connection. Someone is telling you a passionate story about their garden, and you suddenly ask, did you see the football game last night?
Right. It can feel a little jarring, and it might make the other person think you weren't really listening. The new habit is to try to find a bridge, a connector, like we practiced.
A bridge, not a jump. I like that. And the final habit is the biggest one, staying silent because of fear. We know it's hard, but the new habit we want to encourage is to try saying something very small.
Yes, even if you just say, or that's nice. It is so much better than silence. It shows the other person you are still with them in the conversation.
Please remember, the goal of a conversation is not to sound perfect. The goal is to create a connection with another person, and connection doesn't require perfection. That's a really important point, Sarah. Connection over perfection. You know, that actually leads us into something new we wanted to try today. We've received some wonderful questions from our listeners, and we thought it would be helpful to answer a few of them here.
I love that idea, Mike. It's a wonderful way to connect with our community. Let's dive in. What's our first question?
So, if you are in a place where you can do so, we invite you to close your eyes for a moment, or just soften your gaze. You can even pause the episode if you like.
Take a nice, slow breath in and out. I want you to imagine a conversation you might have soon. It could be with a coworker tomorrow, or a cashier at the grocery store, or a new person you might meet.
Just picture that situation in your mind.
See the place. See the person's friendly face. Now imagine that moment in the conversation where there is a natural pause, that quiet moment where, in the past, you might have felt your mind go blank.
But this time, it's different. This time, you have your toolkit. I want you to choose just one tool from today. Just one. Not all three, just one.
Maybe you choose a simple follow-up question, like, oh, what was that like? Or maybe you choose a simple phrase to show interest, like, that sounds wonderful.
Pick your one tool. Just hold it gently in your mind. This is your key. It's simple, it's easy, and it's yours to use when you need it. You don't need 10 keys. You just need one to open the door.
And when you use it, the door will open, the conversation will continue, and your confidence will grow, step by step, breath by breath.
Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. That brings us to the end of our episode. Let's do a very quick, calm recap.
Today, we learned that it is completely normal and okay for your mind to go blank in a conversation. Be kind to yourself.
We gave you a simple toolkit to help. First, ask simple follow-up questions using words like who, what, where, and when.
Second, use small phrases like, oh really, and that's interesting, to show you are listening and to encourage the other person.
Third, use conversation connectors, like speaking of or that reminds me of, to build smooth bridges between ideas.
Remember, the goal is connection, not perfection. Just choose one small tool to practice.
We really hope this episode has helped you feel a little calmer and more prepared for your next English conversation.
If this episode helped you, we would love it if you would like the video, subscribe, and join us again here for the upcoming episode.
It's a calm place to grow your English. Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Bye for now.